everybody. I guess I didn't realize it had already started. I've been trying to make adjustments here. Let me know if you can't hear me. Okay, so I'm trying to watch it on the laptop at the same time just to see if I can monitor what's going on here. All right. Okay, well, hello, good evening. I don't do any lives in here, mostly because my life is a little more complicated with young children, but we'll try to give it a go and hopefully everybody stays asleep. Let me turn this down on the laptop. Okay, so today I'm going to walk through how I created these adorable little ATC envelopes for the January swap. I'm using the new Love Notes Doodlebug collection. I love it so much. I don't know how many more awesome things I can say about it other than the images are adorable, the colors are perfect, and they just scream spring to me, I guess. Not that we've really had a bad winter, but I just love the colors so much. So as you see, I've created, this is the collection that's gonna go to Kelly for the swap. And like a dodo, I forgot to make myself one to keep, so that's what I'll be doing tonight. So you can see all of the little envelopes, and I'm gonna stick my detail card on the inside. I actually just printed that sheet out on the computer. So I'll, my plan, if it goes well, is to use this stamp from the, let's see, does it tell me the name of this one? Just the Love Notes Doodles stamp. And I'll stamp that on here probably using a second generation inking technique with the Catherine Pooler Twilight ink, this gray ink, just to kind of give a little bit of a shadow. And then I'll do my 1 of 9 on the bottom of those. And I'll cut these to fit inside the little envelopes, and those will complete my ATCs. So to get started, I think the biggest challenge for me was to find the right size envelope to stick inside the plastic sleeves. And I played with some different variations. I threw away all my test runs that didn't really work. And I tried, I'm using the mini envelope punch board here. I tried some of the suggestions that were listed here on the board, but I wasn't quite happy with the size that was 2.5 by 3.5. That's the card size that would fit inside the envelope, and it just ended up a little bit too big. I tested it in one of those plastic card collector sleeves. It was just too snug and it stuck up a little bit too high. So I created a template here. You need a 4.5-inch square sheet of paper. I'm using the Love Notes Petite Print Assortment for all of my envelopes for this card swap. Now, unfortunately, I used up all of this beautiful darker pink floral graph print, these two, and then the yellow one. Those I used up for the ones I will send to Kelly, so I used the lighter pink one today. So as you see on this side is the floral light pink, and then on the reverse is the graph print. Hi Donna, yes, I hope I'm saying your name right. I thought the envelopes would be just kind of a different variation of ATCs. Hi Tammy, hi Miss Kelly, hi T. So to make this size envelope, once again, we need a 4.5-inch square sheet of paper. And using this scoreboard, of course you can score it on any scoreboard you have. I'm gonna start it, I'm gonna score it 1 7/8 inch. So I'm gonna try not to create too much of a shadow here when I do this. Punch, score, and I do it a weirdo way. I don't do it the way they suggest by, rotating and then line this up, punch and score again. I'm actually gonna flip it around, go back to 1 7/8 on the opposite side, punch and score. And then disregarding where the measurements fall, I look here because what I was finding is my envelopes were ending up a little uneven, if you will. They weren't as squared off as I liked. So I started doing it this way, and I actually like how it works better. Of course, you can follow the directions on how to make these yourself. I just found that this really worked better for me. So that part is done. Let me get these out of the way. I do prefer the look of the rounded edge. So I'm gonna flip and punch to round all the corners. Okay, move that out of the way. And then I guess, let me close these up a little bit. Okay, hi Donna. Well, I'm glad I could be on. I hope it satisfies your need for some crafty live time. So now I'm just gonna form the envelope. I think I'm gonna put the floral side out, even though I honestly do like both prints. Okay, so there's my tiny little baby envelope. So I'm gonna go ahead and glue this bottom flap on. You could use any type of adhesive you'd like here. I just happen to have wet glue here on the counter. So let me give that a second, make sure it's not sticking on the inside, because what good is an envelope if you don't have an open pocket? It's pretty. All right, I think that's good enough right now. Okay, and then I'll lay a couple of these here as an example. I can type this up and add it to one of the comments below the video if you guys are interested in the measurements for this. All right, so if you see, what I did was I just kind of laid out some things. I used the awesome washi tape that came with this collection. I mean, these are just the cutest things I've ever seen. They have the perforations all around it that look like old school postage stamps. And I'm gonna be picky. I'm gonna pick this one for this one, just because I like it. We'll use that other one for a different reason. And of course it looks like a stamp, so it's perfect, right? Little tiny envelopes, little tiny stamps. So let me make sure I put it in the right spot. Of course, I don't care that this is perfectly squared. Most of the time when I stick envelopes on stamps, God knows they are all over the place. All right, I went ahead and colored up another, what is this called? Typewriter. I have a baby pink typewriter myself, so I thought about changing the color for mine, but that just didn't feel right. So I colored another one prior to this. I didn't feel like you needed to see me color this. This is very, very basic, and I went ahead and fuzzy cut and put my foam tape on the back. And to embellish the rest of the front, I thought it would be fun to use some old book paper. I legit have a book that I read or started reading, didn't really care for. I think I picked it up for like 50 cents at the library or something, so I didn't really feel bad about using it for crafting. So I rip a page out, and then I used a scalloped paper punch. This measures 2 inches in diameter, and I cut a piece out. Of course, one of mine does say having sex. I know, isn't that kind of sassy? Kelly's gonna get that one. But this one, I just tried to, I don't know, I wanted to make sure it didn't have any swear words, if you will, on it. And, I mean, give it a good distressing. Then to add some more interest, using vintage photo distress ink and just a good old school ink blending tool, I'm gonna lightly distress the edges of my scalloped book page circle. I'm being rough intentionally because I like the splotchier look, if you will, of the ink. I also like how you can see it, how it settles in the crumpling. I don't know if you can see that as well from here. I just kind of like that personally. And remember, this is going to get covered up a bit by the typewriter, so if you end up with a weirdo splotch, you could probably strategically place your typewriter over that spot and you would never know the difference, or just rip another page out of your book. I'm also going to lightly distress the edges. Don't send that to Jade. Yeah, Jade does not need to see the having sex one. That would not be a good idea, T, I agree. So I'm just gonna lightly add ink around the edges. It doesn't need it, I don't think, but man, it really adds some cool depth and a little bit of extra interest. And yes, this is not perfect, but I think that's part of the fun of it too. Okay, so I'm gonna do the outside around the perimeter of the front. Going to do the flap. See how much color goes there? It's kind of surprising when you flip it open, you see how much is there. So we're gonna add just a bit to the flap. And then around the back as well. Just a bit. I also considered using a darker color that coordinated with the base color of my envelopes. That would also be a fun option for these as well. If you didn't particularly want a darker brown halo, you could go with, say, like a darker pink, which would be really pretty as well. Oh no, Katya, I'm sorry the sound disappeared. I tell you guys all the time, or videos don't really work well for me, so I understand the frustration. So I'm gonna move this out of the way. All right, so now we have our envelope completed. We've distressed the edges of the envelope. We've added our super amazing washi postage stamp. We've distressed our layering piece of ripped paper. And now we need to complete some embellishments. So, ooh, I'm sorry I bumped that. So now using the odds and ends, I pick you from that Love Notes collection. I legit dumped them all out on my counter. Let me not lose things in the process. That would not be good. And I just kind of looked for pieces that matched the envelope, that might have picked up fun colors or whatever might be on the postage stamp to try to kind of tie it together. You know, the leaf with the floral stamp on this one, hearts on this one, because, well, that just matched the pretty pink in that cupcake. You get the gist. So, I don't know. Didn't plan this one ahead. That's what makes it fun, right? Pink on pink. Can't go wrong there. I just don't like the way that one's facing. Anyone facing the other direction. You know, crafting can be such picky work sometimes. Kelly, how do you not have this set of odds and ends? How does that even happen? No, that's going the wrong direction too. Sorry, I keep bumping the camera, guys. Let's see. Haha, no. Look, oh my goodness, this is just the horror. If I bump that camera one more time, you have to fire me. We're just gonna go with it. I might have used all the floral ones, the little heart pieces that go the other direction. Okay, I suppose I did. So we'll put this piece like this. That works for me. I'll apply some glue to the bottom, layer my pieces, make sure I'm kind of putting this, you see this one says murderer, so this isn't exactly a nice pleasant one, but we'll cover that with the typewriter. I'm going to be careful, and I'm only going to stick some glue right here in the center. I want to leave the crumpled kind of look. In fact, when I glue this on, just like with the other ones, I'll twisty this around a little bit too. I'm going to kind of bally crunch it up in the center because I want some of that texture. I think that just, what's the point of balling it up if you're not going to leave some of the crinkles in there? Why, thank you, Miss Kelly. Okay, so now let's add our typewriter. Oh, and once again, I chose the For You Let me put this behind it so you can see better. It's got these adorable little sentiments that are in a typewriter font that are perfect to fit on that little piece of paper in the typewriter. So once again, I chose For You. And let's just cover up the murderer word, because that kind of turns this into a twisted little Valentine, and we're not really going for that look today. And then just to add a little bit of extra fun, I decided to throw on one of the Lots of Love heart sheep sprinkles from the same collection. Of course, the beauty of using all these same pieces is all the colors match. So let's see, what color will I use on this one? I believe I shall use a yellow. Okay, let's see. I'm gonna put it up here, I think. There we go. And that's about all I've done on the front. So for the back, I decided to pick one of the hearts from the odds and ends, and I just glued it to the flap. I didn't want to adhere these or even use a temporary adhesive on here because they're going to be stuck in one of those collector sleeves, and I didn't feel like that was necessary. I didn't want to give any reason for this to gum up or get yucky or mess anything up. So I will pick a heart for the flap. Once again, so many to choose from. Just have to find the right one. I love the newsprint ones. I don't know if you guys got a good look at this collection. I mean, look how cute those are. Oh my goodness. This one is just maybe a little too massive, although that's kind of funny. I might pick the big giant one. It's kind of comical, isn't it? The big giant one. What do you guys think? Should I use a big giant heart? Or let me see if I can find a smaller one. There's a little one. That's kind of cute. I'll use that one. Woohoo, Sheila! Okay, just at the tippy top. That's all you need it. Throw it on that flat. I flipped it up because I realized that I was placing them on kind of weird before. I love that they're not perfectly symmetrical. I think that lends itself to the fun, whimsical nature of this collection too. Okay, and that's about it. So what I've done was I measured the envelope to find a good fit. Now ATCs are 2.5 by 3.5 inches in size. These envelopes are somewhere around there. And then I'm gonna cut these down to, let's see, 2.25 by 3.25. So they're gonna end up just shy of an ATC size, but they fit inside these envelopes quite perfectly. They're not gonna be too snug. They won't be too hard to get in and out. And that is how I made these adorable little ATC Valentines. See? Here's all of them for you. So which one was your favorite color? You know, everybody's giant heart. Kelly, oh no, I saw it too late. I already glued on the other one. I could still glue it over it. You would never know. No. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this. I know this wasn't very long. Thanks, Miss T. And I'll have to try to figure out times to come on live more. You know, my style is maybe a little different than some of the others on the team. So if there's something that you see that I've done that you like, or knowing my interesting nature that you'd like me to show you, please just let me know and I'd be more than happy to share. Yeah, Erin, I know, the pink ones. The pink ones are so fun. I will admit, I love the yellow. They just make me smile. There's just something sunny and sweet about yellow. But anyways, you guys have a beautiful evening. Hello, Michelle. And thanks, Miss Kelly, and I will catch you guys next time.